Hello my friends, this is Miss Golestani. Today, inspired by the book Please Mr. Panda, we are going to make... Hello my amazing artists, this is Miss Golestani. Today we are going to continue our Mr. Panda project by making Mr. Panda. Remember last week we made this donut box. Now we are going to make Mr. Panda inspired by the book Please Mr. Panda. We are going to cut our pieces out and we are going to make a pop-up collage art. Let's get started. For today's project, what you need is obviously the donut box collage that you made last week. You also need the other half of your paper, or you may need to use the other like extra parts of this half paper for some pop-up pieces that I will show you. We need a paper cup, we need either a black Sharpie or a black marker or both. I am using both of them because this one has a thicker tip and I can use this for coloring and I can use this for my outlines. We need a pencil, eraser. We do need a regular piece of drawing paper, 9 by 12 for our Mr. Panda, and we need a yellow paper, 9 by 12 for our background. So these are the art supplies. We need glue stick, and a pair of scissors. Let's get started. The first step is to draw your panda, and I will show you how to do this. So I told you you're going to use a paper cup and we are going to use it as a tracer. What I want you to do, since we are inspired by this book, as you can see, the head of the panda is not perfectly circle. It's more like an oval, right? And I feel that both the head and the body, they have the same shape. Both of them are oval. So what we are going to do, we are going to make this cup, the mouth of the cup, instead of a circle, we're going to make it look like an oval just by pushing a little bit to these two sides. You can make your tracer or cup look more like an oval. And all I need to do is to put this down. And I am going to trace around this oval. Can you see it's not circle? So after I'm done with this part, I am going to do something else. I'm gonna make this even more like an oval by putting one of my fingers here and then put one mark here, one finger here, one mark here. Now I want you to come from the top of your oval and connect this top part of your oval to this area like this with a curved line. I am basically making my oval a little bit bigger. Again, find somewhere in the center on the bottom part of your oval here and start connecting this dot with a curved line. I'm not going diagonally, okay? I want to make an oval. So curved line like this and like this, okay? And it doesn't have to be perfect. The next step would be, if you don't want to get confused, let's erase this smaller size oval that we made in the beginning. And then right now I am going to draw two eyes, nose and mouth. Eyes, nose and mouth. You can see pandas, they have black patches around their eyes and their noses are black. So that's what I'm gonna do. I am going to make two roundish shape. It can be like a circle. And then I am going to add something more like an rectangle, but it doesn't have sharp edges. Edges are all round, something like this. And then depending on the feeling of your panda, we learned about feelings, right? You can do different types of mouth. I am going to make mine like very quiet. And then I am going to draw 1 and 2 ovals and then eyeballs. It's a little bit like, okay, something like this. This is the head. I want you to, if you have these big glue sticks that I gave you in the beginning of the year, you can use them as your tracers for the ears. If you don't have them, you just can draw 2 round shapes for the ears. The next part would be the body of our panda. And if you take a look at this picture, you see that it's an oval too. So I am going to do the same thing here. So I'm tracing very lightly because I know that I'm gonna change this oval and make it a little bit bigger, so I don't want my lines to be seen easily. Now that I'm done tracing my cup, I am going to put my 1 finger here, make a mark, 1 finger here, make a mark. Middle of this round shape is here on top, and middle of this round shape on the bottom is here. Now I'm gonna connect these for making a very nice oval. I'm not gonna connect them like a diamond with the straight lines or diagonal lines. Very round. It's my panda's body. Coming down. Something like this, okay? I can erase my smaller shape now or later, but right now I'm just erasing that not to get confused. Now that I'm done with the body, I'm gonna put my 3 fingers on the bottom of my body here, on this side, on the left, make a mark, on the right, make a mark. Now from here, all I need to do is to make a shape like this. It's more like a rectangle. And how can I show that these are the legs of my panda? All I need to do is just to, in the middle of this line, I just can go all the way up, something like this. And then I can just make some changes. I can make these 2 parts a little bit curvish, right? So I have the body, I have the legs, I have the ears, and I have the head. I have to do the arms. My friends, if you take a look at this picture, we just can see 1 arm nicely, and this other one, you just can see some parts of the fingers or hand or claw, whatever you call them, and it's very small. So all I need to do is to make something more like a rectangle, which is curved on one side for 1 arm, and I'm gonna use this side of my paper. Oh, Miss Golestani, the arm is here. Yes, I know. We are going to cut these pieces and put them together like puzzle pieces. So I am going to follow the same, almost the same height as my panda's body, like this. So this is the same. I'm gonna start from here. Remember, I told you we are going to draw something like a rectangle, and the height of the rectangle is almost the same as the height of my panda's body, something like this. But this is not an arm, right? So I'm just gonna make it a little bit curvish on one side. This is the arm. And I can just erase these extra lines. I'm not worried about these lines because we're gonna cut out these shapes. I also wanna make this other side of my arm a little bit round, like this. How about the other hand? I told you, we just can see a little of that, and I'm just gonna make an oval like this for this other hand. Now that I made my pieces, it's time to trace over them with marker, black marker and black Sharpie, and color them in with black for those areas where we need to. If you take a look at the picture of a real panda in the nature, you can see where the black colors are. Black patches around the eyes, nose, arms and legs, and that's what we are going to do also. So the first thing is to trace over all the lines, pencil lines that I made with a black Sharpie or a black skinny marker. Now that I'm done tracing with Sharpie, it's time for me to erase the pencil marks. Okay, now that I'm done erasing my pencil marks, I am going to use my bigger size marker. You also can use a black crayon if you want to color the black areas on your panda. That's up to you. So I'm using a marker, not for the nose and around the eyes, because those are small areas and I really want to work carefully over here. So I'm using my black Sharpie, or you can use a skinny marker. When I'm coloring the patches around the eyes, I'm very careful not to go over the eye, because around the eyeballs are white. Now I'm going to use my marker and looking at the pictures of pandas in nature, see their colors. Their colors are black and white, but see the pattern on their bodies, which parts are black, which parts are white. You also can take a look at the image of the book, Please Mr. Panda. That's another way. So this is the arm. I'm going to color this with black also. And the ears. These are also black. Okay, now that we are done with this part, the next part would be to either use this side of your white paper or use extra side of this paper, whatever works for you. But what I am going to do, I am going to start by cutting out a rectangle, and then the length of your rectangle would be your 4 fingers, not longer than that. And then what I want you to do is to start cutting out 1, 2, 3 skinny rectangles out of that, which we are going to use to make our artwork pop up, and I will show you how. So what I want you to do is to grab a piece of tape. You also can use your glue stick. So let's try glue stick first. So I'm gonna put some glue on this end of my rectangle, one end, and then I am just gonna roll it like this. So this is one. You need to hold these two pieces and count up to 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I'm gonna make 2 more. These 3 rings are ready. I'm just gonna use them for my artwork. We are going to glue down our panda onto a background paper, which is a yellow paper. If you don't have yellow, you can use a other nice colors, like I think orange is good, but don't use dark colors like black or purple or blue, because they don't have a good contrast with your panda bear. So right now I'm gonna use my 2 friends, Mr. Cutter and Mrs. Driver, and I am going to start cutting out my panda body parts, and then I will show you how to glue them together. Now that I'm done cutting out my panda pieces, it's time for me to put everything together onto a background paper, which is a yellow paper. I want you to take a look at the reference image or the image of the book cover, because we were inspired by this picture. And if you want, you can add a hat or a crown or this donut sign or donut hat, like to your panda, and then you can start gluing down your pieces, but we are going to make it pop up from the paper. I will show you how we made these 3 rings with paper. We're going to use these for making our pieces to pop up a little bit and make it look more 3D. Let's get started. Before I start, I'm just gonna put my pieces onto the paper and see how I like them. So that this arm goes here, these are the ears, and this is just a hand which is holding the box. I have to cut the box first. I'm gonna do that, and then I will show you what to do next. So in gluing down my pieces, I want this tray to pop up a little bit, this arm to pop up a little bit, and these are the parts that I want them to be popped up, and I may need 2 of these or all 3 of them. We will see. So the first piece that I'm gonna glue down, because we are doing lots of overlapping, is the farther away piece from our eyes, from us, which is our panda's body and head. That's what I'm gonna do. Actually, the body is the farthest one, so I am going to glue this part, body and legs, down first. Then the head. And I'm going to overlap the head a little bit onto the body. Ears. For this next part, I'm looking at the picture of the book and I'm thinking about what goes next. So if I take a look, I have to glue the box first, and then I have to glue the arm on top, and I also have to glue another hand which is holding. So I probably need all these three of these rings that I made, paper rings, for making this part pop up from the paper. That's what I'm gonna do. And the first part, which is overlapped by arm and hand, is this box. So I'm gonna glue this one down first. And for doing so, I just need to put the glue on both sides of the ring that I made. This side and this side, both sides, right? So I'm gonna put it like this. And then looking at the image, it's kind of like diagonal, like this. And then for this arm, same thing. I don't need to put the glue on the back of the arm. I have to do it on the paper ring that I made on both sides. Then I will put my piece, my paper ring, somewhere here. And then right now, I may need to just put a glue in between these two. Very small, just a little here, just to attach this hand to this tray, okay? And then the last one would be the small oval that I made to show the part of a hand which is holding the tray like this. And for that, I also need to put a paper ring. If you feel that your paper ring is too wide, you just can make it skinnier. And then we are going to put the glue again on both sides of this paper ring. Like this. And then it goes like that, holding the tray. And then same thing, if you want to, you can attach this hand to the tray or the box here as well. This pop-up part is done. Right now I am going to make probably a hat for a baker. I'm just gonna use this piece of scrap paper, 2 parallel lines, and then making curvy lines at the end. That's it. And I'm gonna cut it out. For these 3 key parts, I just go around them. It's easier. And then I will cut those details later. Another thing that I want to add, and it's optional, if you take a look at the picture of the book, you see that there is a very small shadow underneath Mr. Panda's legs. And for making that, you just can use a black crayon, and it's optional. You don't have to do it. So you can just do this, and then a little bit here. I'm just gonna add something more like, and then I am going to color that. I can just go underneath the legs a little bit. Again, this last part is absolutely optional. You don't have to do it. Okay, don't forget to write your name and class code. And don't forget to send your artwork to me, upload it in the gallery. I'm gonna write sample, you will write your first name. I hope that you guys enjoyed this project, and I hope that you try this pop-up paper art. And thanks for watching. Bye.